a tweet the other day, or maybe it was actually a couple months ago, wow, not the other day, but it was a tweet that was like, hey, stop promoting veganism as, you know, an instant, like, weight loss tool, or like, oh, your skin's gonna instantly clear up, and you're gonna be like this amazing, perfect person, and the blah, 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 and I definitely agree with that. I definitely used to advertise veganism as this as well, but I'd be like, oh, like, go vegan, you'll lose weight, your skin will be perfect, blah, 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 and that's definitely not the case. And I say this sometimes with different comments that I get, but I get comments that are like, Sonia, like, you're vegan, why is your skin not clear? Sonia, you're vegan, why are you not skinny? And that's because veganism is not a body type or a skin type.
The first thing that may make you a bit suspicious about this video is that I'm sitting a little bit further back from the camera, and that's because this video is about the body, and it actually does include my body. My body is in some small part questioned in this video. The body, health, fitness, vegan activism. No intro, no outro, no edits. Let's just go with this. Look, it crossed my desk that Jordan Peterson, world famous philosopher and political leader, Jordan Peterson, is now on a 100% meat diet. If you look at the blog kept by his daughter, she is boasting about how his depression and anxiety have improved dramatically just 2 days after going on to the 100% meat diet. Sorry, so at the time that blog entry had been written, he'd only been on the diet for a few days, but I'm not sure how many months have passed. You can look into the details if you like. On her Instagram and in the video I had some clips from, you also see her boasting about how she has managed to recover and retain an aesthetically appealing body on this 100% meat diet just 5 months after pregnancy and childbirth. Okay? These are messages that will set the imaginations of many viewers and readers on fire. Okay? This is a propaganda claim which, above all else, is immediately familiar to me from veganism. This is the same crap I've seen on vegan YouTube, in vegan magazines, even in vegan academic discourse, since I first got involved with this movement. It's no different when people are promoting the 100% meat diet or when people are promoting the 0% meat diet. They call themselves carnivores. We call ourselves vegans. Astoundingly, we have this in common. And the basic message I've come out with on this channel again and again and again is the bikini body discourse has to die. It is neither more nor less bullshit in the province of our times when we do it as vegans for a good cause than when the carnivore people do it. From their perspective, they are doing it for a good cause. They're doing it, I mean, in the case of Jordan Peterson and his daughter, they're promoting eating meat because they sincerely believe that it's the cure for depression. Oh, and he thinks that postmodern Marxism is implausible. Ugh. It's a lot easier for me to believe that one day the workers are going to rise up and tear down the rich than it is for me to believe that the cure for depression is to be found in a bowl full of beef. Gee gods. Anyway, look, with that aside, I'm joking around a little bit because it's a serious issue, and I got messages sent in to me from a few different people. I'm just going to put one on camera saying, in effect, am I insinuating that everyone who says they lost weight effortlessly is a liar? That everyone who makes this type of claim is being dishonest? So again, this is where my body comes into it. We digress briefly, okay? Currently, by my own standards, I am in shape. I'm not an athlete, but I am, by my standards, in shape. All right, there's a lot of strength in the shoulder because the main exercise I rely on is doing push-ups with my feet elevated almost to my shoulder level. So it's my whole body weight being lifted on my knuckles with every push-up, and that's also why my knuckles are discolored all the time. And I can do 200 in a day. I bench press over 200 pounds. I'm 39 years old. I'm not an athlete. I spent all the rest of my time with books and languages. You don't want to know. I wish I had a job digging ditches. I'd probably be in way better shape, but I don't have a physically arduous job. I'm not an athlete. I never was. I never will be. it would be very easy for me to say to you, as many of these people say on the internet, that they lost weight and gained body strength, gained muscle effortlessly. But precisely the job of a journalist, a reporter, an intellectual, or a scientist, if you're actually doing research into this topic, would be to establish what effortlessly really means. Those of you who followed my channel, when I first moved from Canada to Kunming, well, it's not the first time I moved to Kunming, but anyway, well, the first time I did so while I had a YouTube channel. I moved to Kunming, I lost weight, and I gained muscle mass. I already had quite a bit of strength when I went over, but people saw the percentage of my body fat go down, and I was not just lifting more, I was going to the gym more often. I was doing a set of exercises I didn't do when I was back in Canada. When I was in Canada, I had only a home gym, and here I was working out in a real gym. So my appearance changed. It felt effortless. It seemed, from my perspective, that it was effortless. And it might, in a casual conversation in a coffee shop, I might let it slip that it was easy for me to make that transition, to lose that body fat and gain that strength. But if you just say, okay, let's take out a pen and paper. Let's just draw a flow chart of what you actually did in a week. Okay, the reason why it felt effortless was because the other sources of stress in my life were overwhelming and terrible distractions. While I was there in Kunming, I was stressed out as hell about my divorce. I was stressed out as hell about getting what are called custody rights, but they're really visitation rights to see my daughter in connection to my divorce, dealing with the lawyers. I had a court case going on, completely unrelated court case going on in Thailand. I was in class, face-to-face with the teacher for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, very intensive learning schedule. Every day I would write or rewrite an essay, a writing assignment, in addition to the time spent in the class. I was pouring an enormous amount of energy into the study of languages. I was pouring a lot of energy into this YouTube channel. And, I had a lot of very real emotional anguish. It completely dwarfs the physical anguish of going to the gym 2 and 3 times a day. It seemed relaxing and easy for me to go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day. But it's ridiculous. And there's no way I can say to anybody with a full-time job, oh, you can get the same results I did on a vegan diet. All you have to do is subsist on nothing but green vegetables and rice. You can see videos from back then of what I actually ate. Go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day. Bench press over 200 pounds. 200 push-ups. Dips, upright row. I can list all the exercises I did, right? And a lot of people will look at that and say, if you consider that effortless, what do you qualify as effort? All right? Anyone who tells you this, that they lost 50 pounds effortlessly, etc., you have to look at this context. You have to take that next step if what we're doing is real social science research or even just real reporting as journalists. When I look at, originally I was criticizing a specific film clip from Plant-Based News. When I look at the photographs and film footage they show there, a lot of these women have breast implants, have undergone surgery to have breast implants. Okay? That's self-evident. Can you call that effortless? Like, what does that word mean if you've undergone surgery to change your appearance? Now, further, there's no cross-examination. There's no asking them what were the efforts they made that were outside of and supplemental to a vegan diet, which are very important, especially when you get specific claims like, quote-unquote, veganism will cure your acne. You've got to go through what are the other things they were doing. They could have been on 3 medications and a medicated facial scrub, at the same time that they went to a vegan diet. It could also just be passage of time. A lot of women have hormonal acne when they went through puberty, and then in those couple of years after, when they happen to also become vegan, hormonal acne will clear up. It's for a very large percentage of people. You can look up the scientific facts yourself. It's a phase of life that you grow out of, with or without medication, but they also may have been on medication. I have one female friend who is a gym manager. And I remember she was talking me through the performance-enhancing drugs commonly used by women. Now, women do not use the same steroids, the same performance-enhancing drugs that male bodybuilders use, but they use a lot of performance-enhancing drugs Many people just say it's an epidemic, that, it's such a large percentage of people. It's shocking, horrifying. And I heard that from her perspective as a gym manager. She was saying, look, when you look at these results, that women are showing, whether it's on Instagram or in magazines or what have you, there really need to be hard questions asked about what performance-enhancing drugs they're using, whether those are drugs to lose body fat or to maintain a lot of muscle while leaning out, while keeping a really lean physique, while losing body fat. Okay, and if you're talking about someone who is already obviously engaged in plastic surgery and Photoshop to alter their appearance, why would you start with the jejune supposition that there are not going to be any performance-enhancing drugs? Well, we don't do that with men anymore. It seems like, and within veganism, guys like Vegan Gains really carried the flag for that, of saying, hey, we got to think critically about what are the male body images we're presenting here. How natural or unnatural are they? How many hours go into them at the gym, right? But then beyond that, like I just said, when I was living in Kunming, going to the gym was the only pleasure I had in life. So it's easy for me to say to you, it felt effortless to lose the fat and to gain those. I can say that, but subjectively, maybe it even feels like it's true. But objectively, it's utterly, utterly wrong. And again, whether we're looking at men or women, in this case we're looking at women, the women who are in those videos, promoted by Plant-Based News, of course there are many other YouTube channels that do this, even if they say that for them subjectively this feels effortless, I think it is our role to call bullshit on that and to say no. How many hours a week are you putting in at the gym? How much work is it to have this look, to be so lean and so muscular, and to either be a fitness competitor or a bikini model or the various jobs these women are? Who could possibly claim that this is effortless? And further, who can claim that it is any more effortless for the vegans than it is for the people with a meat inclusive diet who get the same results? Every day I go to the gym has plenty of guys who lift more weight than me, who are in better shape than me, and none of them are vegan, right? I've said this a million times, pick out any magazine like Cosmopolitan magazine. It's full of women who are getting these same results as bikini models or what have you, and who are eating meat every day, all right? So it is possible, it is achievable on a meat-based diet. And here in this video, I'm addressing an example which is the most extreme. This is someone on a 100% meat diet, no vegetables, no grains, just beef is her diet. And she claims she does zero exercise. I can believe that, looking at the pictures. And these are the results she gets 5 months after pregnancy. All right? She's taking her physical appearance. She's making a kind of propaganda claim out of it. And I think she is going to reap the same rewards of fame and notoriety that so many vegan leaders, including most odiously, Freely the Banana Girl did, with their wild and wacky, diet claims, with their claims that they could eat. I mean, look, which is more absurd? The claim that you can eat an unlimited amount of calories as long as there's sugar, that's Freely the Banana Girl and Durian Rider, unlimited calories, while losing weight, while maintaining that bikini ready body, beach bikini body, whatever term they use, sorry. Or is it more absurd to claim you can calorie restrict and eat a meat-based diet, whether that's 100% meat or 50% meat or what have you? Which one of those really is more absurd? Right? They're both stupid. But actually, the diet fads we've had go on within veganism are more absurd than the claims that are being made by meat eaters. And the claims being made by meat eaters will always win because they're covered by Cosmopolitan magazine, by fashion television, by, I don't know, surfer television, all the television channels I never watch. Every channel about athletes and models and actors and actresses every day is broadcasting the information about how you, yes, you, can have a bikini body now, effortlessly, easily, by doing kung fu, by doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, when 10 easy steps with 200 push-ups, eat what I eat, feel like I feel, look like I look. And you know what? You can set goals for yourself, and you can achieve those goals. But the questions we have to ask as vegans are you taking ethical responsibility for what it is you're doing with your life? Are you taking ecological responsibility for what you do in your life? And do you even care about your physical health long term? Because if you don't, that one's got to come off the list altogether. I got bad news for you guys. Jordan Peterson, he's not about to drop dead of scurvy. Just like historical populations that existed in Mongolia and northern Canada, you actually can survive for quite a long time on a meat-based diet. All right? We're not all going to get the satisfaction of sitting back and saying, I told you so, after only a couple months of these nutcases being on this diet. That's not how it works, okay? Read the history of Mongolia. You know? What we've got to argue for is that people should do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
À-bas-le-ciel.